Leeds United are back in pre-season, this time against Nottingham Forest, and again there were a lot of lessons to learn. The first of them was in the squad selection. I was surprised to see Illan Meslier. Given the signing of Caldalo, I fully expected the Frenchman to be on his way out the door and we play Christopher Claassen here or something. With Meslier playing again, it makes me think he's happy to compete for number one with Darlow. Crescencio Somerville was missing from this match, but apparently he's got a concussion. Hopefully it's that rather than a transfer out, because I think he can do a lot of good this season. Also, we see Sam Byram actually start a match. Firpo is still nowhere to be seen. I feel like Byram might become a permanent signing at left back. We also saw Luke Ayling start this match rather than Cody Drame. I've got no idea what's going on there, but he didn't have too much of a bad start. Going through the match in chronological order, both of the fullbacks had a really good start. In the first half, they played really well off their wingers, they had some nice little bits of interplay with the central midfielders, and you could see Byram bombing down the wing time and time again. His interplay with Dan James was a little bit less good than Ayling and Sinisterra, but it's understandable because they don't quite have chemistry, whereas Sinisterra and Ayling know each other from last season. In central midfield, Ethan Ampadu impressed me a hell of a lot again. He's really assured on the ball, he can get his way out of tight spaces by nicely dribbling his way out of pressing attackers. He's going to be a really, really good asset to have in the Championship, especially if people try and play a high-energy type of football against us to counteract against the press. This, combined with Jamie Shackleton's running, were both fundamental parts of retaining the ball and being able to attack time and time again and probe different parts of the defensive line to look for weaknesses. However, once we'd probed that line and created chances, that's where the problems came in the first half. It felt like we had so many opportunities to finally get that last little touch in and score those goals, and they just didn't happen. It might be Bamford not quite being at it, it might be Gelhardt also not quite having that finishing touch in him, but I feel like a centre-forward is still much needed. Like, I did a video recently talking about Joel Pirro, and signing him would be a big difference maker, and this first half really told. At the other end of the pitch, defensively, we looked okay. Solid enough. There were the occasional errors from Liam Cooper, who gave the ball away one too many times. Meslier looked fairly assured. He didn't have too many mistakes in him, and he made a nice save early on that gave them a corner. But other than that, they weren't really tested because we had a hell of a lot of possession. Anyway, that was the first half done. What wonders did the second have in store for us? At half-time, Daniel Farke elected to make just two changes. He brought on Jan Poveda for Sinisterra, which I thought was interesting. It implies that Poveda might have a role to play this season. I thought he'd go out on loan or be sold, but we'll see. And Archie Gray came on for Luke Ayling, with Jamie Shackleton moving to right-back. Archie Gray, I think, will see a lot of football this season, and hopefully this is just the start of it. A few minutes later, Ampadu came off as well. I think that's just because Farke wants to get a better look at Darko JB as well, because they sort of play the same role. Ampadu had a banging match, and I think he's going to be one of the players of the season for Leeds. And then we got the first goal of pre-season, and it was something that you could sort of see coming. We've been really good at pressing all pre-season thus far, and a matter of pressure from Gelhardt on one side and Bamford on the other meant that Bamford basically had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, nice little ball roll to sit him on his arse and slot it home. I was surprised that Bamford was our first goal scorer of the pre-season, but if he can keep it up, maybe we don't need a striker. However, it wasn't really a hard chance to put away, so you can't really judge too much from it. This was immediately followed by a series of substitutions, and it confused me. For a moment I didn't know who was playing where, and my notes just go, ah! But in a good way, this massive raft of young players were still really creative, solid at the back, and they did their jobs really well. Jan Poveda specifically was magical on the ball. He created so many opportunities. He even helped top off what was a wonderful team goal to make it 2-0. He's going to play a big part if he can stay fit, I think. Another impressive player was Charlie Crosswell. He blocked almost everything. I'd love to see him start at right centre-back this season. He even picked up the captain's armband for the last half an hour, so who knows. It looks like he'll likely stay, and I think he'll play a big part. Ultimately, conclusions, I think this was the biggest positive sign we've had in pre-season yet. Lots of good attacking play, lots of strong defensive play, and hopefully we can start to make a mark in the Championship. The season's just around the corner. We've got one more friendly to go, and hopefully we've learned the lessons we need to. We get a centre-forward in that we need, and let's get promoted. Hope you enjoyed. Comment your thoughts below, like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Ta-ra.